Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. I want to give double honor to apostles and elders, a great millstone, and a peace and blessings to you brothers and sisters out there. I'm coming back at you with another reading slash lesson. Um, I usually do these when I don't have no topic in mind, or you know, I just, usually do a reading, and I'll be doing this for placeholders for if I don't have no topic in mind. But from picking off from where I left off from yesterday, um, from Matthew 7, and I'm gonna probably read to either 9 or 10. I'm gonna try to if the spirit permits. But this is the two foundations. All right. This is Matthew 7:24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, while liken unto him a wise man, which build his house upon a rock. Verse 25. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was formed upon a rock. So it's basically saying, uh, it's basically um, intruding that the house is stable. You know what I'm saying? Which built his house upon a rock. Will liken him, unto a wise man which builded his house upon a rock. So it's basically saying that he got a stable ground. And then saying all this is saying that he's stable. All right, and I can pull that up in NLT as well, real quick, before I continue reading. Um, oh shit, slot. Yeah, that's it. Let me read it again for you. Okay, so this is Matthew 7:25 in the NLT. Though the rain comes in torrents and the floodwaters rise and the winds beat against the house, it won't collapse because it is built on bedrock. Con. And then verse 24, this is the same thing. Anyone who listens to my teaching and follows it is wise, like a person who builds a house on a rock. Who builds a house on solid rock. Con. And if I'll just keep NLT up just in case. And that says the two foundations. All right. So, anyways, verse 26, and everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand. So that means a foolish man, it could be likened onto like a drunkard. You know what I'm saying? They're not very, they shake to and fro, and they're not stable. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, if you are a woman, would you let a man carry you if he were drunk? You know what I'm saying? No, because he's not stable. You would want a stable man to carry you. You know, you know what I'm saying? Just give an example. All right, verse 27. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon the house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. Yeah, because it wasn't stable. You gotta have a stable grounding for stuff like that. See, and it says when the rains and floods come and the winds beat against that house, it will collapse with that mighty crash. So it's gonna fall, hard. You know what I'm saying? Verse 28. When Yahushua had finished saying, and this is in NLT. I have this in the regular scriptures. When Yahushua had finished saying these things, the crowds were amazed at his teaching, for he taught with real authority, quite unlike their teachers of religious law. Con. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the NLT footnotes. You know. So that was the end of 7. I was finishing up from last night. All right, this is Matthew 8 now. All right. And this is about Yahushua cleanses a man with leprosy. If you know what leprosy is, that's when your skin turns pale. You know what I'm saying? All right. This is Matthew 8:1. When he was come down from the mountain, great multitudes followed him. Verse 2. And behold, there came a leper and worshipped him, saying, Lord, if thou wilt, thou canst make me clean. Because when you're a leprosy, you're unclean. Verse 3. And Yahushua put forth his hand and touched him, saying, I will, be thou clean. And immediately his leprosy was cleansed. Salakia. Verse 4. And Yahushua said unto him, See thou tell no man, and this is in red letter, this is Yahushua speaking, but go thy way, shew thyself to the priest, and offer the gift that Moses commanded for a testimony unto them. Gone. Alright. This is the Centurion's faith. And Salaki, if I butchered that up. This is Matthew 8:5. And when Yahushua was entered into Capernaum, there came unto him a centurion beseeching him. All right. Let me pull out that Matthew 8:5 and read it for you again in NLT. All right. This is all right. When Yahushua returned to Capernaum, a Roman officer came and pled with him. You know. So when you go to here, Capernaum, there came unto him a centurion, which is, it says here, a Roman officer came. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. A Roman officer. Salakia. I said, I butchered that all up. A Roman officer came and pleaded with him. You know what I mean? So that's basically say a Roman officer. All right. And this is miracles. All right. This is our precept. Scriptures relating to this. All right. This is many are healed. Hold on, real quick. 38 and 39. All right. It says many are healed. This is Luke 4:38. And he arose out of the synagogue and entered into Simon's house. And Simon's wife's mother was taken with a great fever, and they besought him for her. And that's the miracles, like I was reading from Matthew 8:5 through 13. All right. And this is 39. He stood over her and rebuked the fever, and it left her, and immediately she arose and ministered unto them. And that's the precept to that. So continuing to verse 6, and saying, Lord, my servant lieth at home sick of the palsy, grievously tormented. 7. And Yahushua said unto him, I will come and heal him. And that's in red letter because Yahushua said that out of his own mouth. You know what I'm saying? Verse 8, the centurion, which is, let me go to verse 8. But the officer said, Lord, I am not worthy to have you come into my home. Just say the word from where you are, and my servant will be healed. That's basically what he's saying. In verse 9, for I am a man under authority, having soldiers under me. And I say to this man, Go, and he goeth. Into another, Come, and he cometh. And to my servant, Do this, and he doeth it. Verse 10, and when Yahushua heard it, he marveled, and said to them that followed, Verily I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. So I'm gonna read it in the NLT for you. When Yahushua heard this, he was amazed. Turning to those who were following him, he said, I tell you the truth, I haven't seen faith like this in all Israel. You know what I'm saying? Verse 11, in red letter, so this is Yahushua speaking. And I say unto you that many shall come from the east and west, and shall sit down with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. Verse 12, but the children of the kingdom shall be cast out into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Verse verse 13, when Yahushua said unto the citron, go thy way, and as thou hast believed, so be it done unto thee. And his servant was healed in this self same hour. And if you go to 13, the self say, I already know what that means, but I just use it for edification. Say self same hour means the same hour. You know what I mean? All right. So now we in Peter's mother-in-law and many others healed. Verse 14. And when Yahusha was come into Peter's house, he saw his wife's mother laid in sick of a fever, and he touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she arose and ministered unto them. Verse 16. When the even was come, they brought unto him many that were possessed with devils, and he cast out the spirit with his word, and healed healed all that were sick. Verse 17, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by hold on, Isaiah. Yeah, it says Isaiah, the prophet, saying, himself took our infirmities and bare our sicknesses. And that's quoting Isaiah 53:4. Surely he had borne our grief and carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. Alright. This is now discipleship tested. Verse 18. Now when Yahushua said great multitudes about him, he gave commandment to depart unto the other side. 19. And a certain scribe came and said unto him, Master, I will follow thee wheresoever thou goest. Verse 20. And Yahushua said unto him, the foxes have holes, and the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man have not where to lay his head. So basically, this is saying, but Yahushua replied, foxes have dens to live in, and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place even to lay his head. Alright. Verse 21. And another of his disciples said unto him, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. Verse 22. But Yahushua said unto him, follow me, and let the dead bury their dead. You know. So, this is, I'm reading in NLT again. Another of his disciples said, Lord, first let me return home and bury my father. But Yahushua told him, follow me now, let the spiritually dead bury their own dead. Khan. Alright. This is, now, this part is talking about Yahushua calms the storm. Alright. This is Matthew 8:23. And when he was entered into a ship, his disciples followed him. And behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea, which is a storm, insomuch that the ship was covered with the waves, but he was asleep. So this is talking about when Yahushua was asleep on the ship. You know what I'm saying? And verse 25, and his disciples came to him and awoke him, saying, Lord, save us, we perish. So they were begging, they were telling him, how, like, say, you're a father, your kid, whatever, and your child come in your room and saying something about they seen a boogeyman or something, and they wake you up suddenly, like, Dad, wake up, I'm scared, like that type of deal, you know. This is Matthew 8:26, and he said unto them, why are ye fearful? So why are you scared? Are you of little faith? Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. So he literally just woke up, rebuked the storm, and then, and everything was good. Verse 27, but the men marveled, saying, what manner of man is this, that even the winds and the sea obey him? Con. Alright. And that's a great story, man. Alright, this is Yahushua sends demons into pigs. Alright. This is verse 28. And when he was come to the other side into the country of the Gergesenes, in Salakia, if I'm butchering that up, that met him 2 possessed with devils coming out of the tombs, exceeding fierce, so that no man might pass by them. Verse 29, and behold, they cried out, saying, Why, what have we to do with these? Yahshua, the Son of God, art thou come hither to torment us before the time? Verse 30, and there was a good way off from them, and herd of many swine feeding. Verse 31, so the devils besought him, saying, If thou cast us out, suffer us to go away into the herd of swine. Verse 32, and he said unto them, Go. That's what Yahweh said. And when they were come out, they went into the herd of swine, and behold, the whole herd of swine ran violently down a steep place into the sea, and perished in the waters. Verse 33, and they kept them fled. And they that kept them fled went their ways into the city and told everything, and what was befallen to the possessed of the devils. Verse 34, and behold, the whole city came out to meet Yahushai. And when they saw him, they besought him that he would depart out of their coast. Con. Alright, so now this is Matthew 9. A paralyzed man that has been healed. Alright, this is Matthew 9 and 1. And he entered into a ship and passed over and came into his own city. Verse 2, and behold, they brought to him a man sick of the palsy, laying on a bed. And Yahushua Salat, and Yahushua seeing their faith, said unto the sick of the palsy, Son, be of good cheer, thy sins be forgiven thee. Verse 3, and behold, certain of the scribes said within themselves, This man blasphemeth. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna use NLT, and this is what they said. But some of, in New Living Translation, but some of the teachers of religious law said to themselves, "That's blasphemy. Does he think he's God?" So they were basically saying what he just done was blasphemous, and they're trying to say that that he's God. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what they're getting at. And then verse 4, and Yahushua, knowing their thoughts, said, Wherefore think ye evil in your hearts? Yeah, so Yahushua knew what they were thinking, so he asked them, Why do you have such evil thoughts in your hearts? Verse 5, for whether it is easier to say, Thy sins be forgiven thee, or to say, Arise and walk. Verse 6, but that ye may know that the Son of Man hath power on earth to forgive sins. Then saith he to the sick of palsy, Arise, take up thy bed, and go unto thine house. Verse 7, and he arose and departed to his house. Verse 8, but when the multitude saw it, they marveled and glorified God, which had given such power unto men. Alright, so now this is the part Matthew called. Alright, Matthew 9 and 9, and as Yahushua passed forth from thence, he saw a man named Matthew sitting at the receipt of custom, and he said unto him, Follow me, and he arose and followed him. Verse 10, and it came to pass as Yahushua sat at meat in the house, behold, many publicans and sinners came and sat down with him and his disciples. Verse 11, and when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto his disciples, Why eateth your master with publicans and sinners? Verse 12, and when Yahushua heard that, he said unto them, They that be whole need not a physician, but they that are sick. Yeah, so he's basically saying, but when the Pharisees saw, or Salakia, when Yahushua heard this, he said, Healthy people don't need a doctor, sick people do. So you know what I'm saying? This basically saying, if you're well, why not, why would you heal somebody that's already 100% health, but not heal somebody that's 50% health. You feel me? All right. This is, I was just using that for example. This is verse 13. But go ye and learn what that meaneth. I will have mercy and not sacrifice, for I am come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. All right. So then he added, now go and learn the meaning of this scripture. I want you to show mercy, not offer sacrifices, for I have come to call not those who think they are righteous, but those who know they are sinners. Con. That's basically what that's saying. You know what I'm saying? All right. The question about fasting. Matthew 9:14. Then came to him the disciples of John, saying, why do we and the Pharisees fast oft, but thy disciples fast not? And then this is Matthew 9:15. And Yahushua said unto them, can the children of the bride chamber mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them? But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken from them, and then shall they fast. The children of the bride chamber, the elect bridegroom Yahushua taken from them, Acts 1 and 9. And, in Acts 1 and 9, the ascension, and when he had spoken these things while they beheld, he was taken up in a chariot, which is a cloud, received him out of their sight. You know what I'm saying? And I'll read this. And while they looked up, and while they looked steadfastly toward heaven, which is the sky, as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, two men, angels. You know what I'm saying? All right. So now I'm gonna go back to Matthew. This is verse 16. No man putteth a piece of new clothes onto a old garment, for that which is put in to fill it up taketh from the garment, and the rent is made worse. Verse 17. Neither do men put new wine into old bottles, else the bottles break, and when wine runneth out, and the bottles perish. But they put new wine into new bottles, and both are preserved. All right. So this is miracles of healing. Verse 18. While he spake these things unto them, behold, there came a certain ruler, and worshipped him, saying, my daughter is even now dead, but come and lay thy hand upon her, and she shall live. And verse 19. And Yahushua arose and followed him, and so did his disciples. 20. And behold, a woman which was diseased with an issue of blood 12 years came behind him, and touched the hem of his garment. And verse 21. For she said within herself, if I may but touch this garment, I shall be whole. Verse 22. But Yahushua turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, daughter, be of good comfort, thy faith hath made thee whole. And the woman was made whole from that hour. So she was immediately, healed that same hour. You know what I'm saying? Verse 23. And when Yahushua came into the ruler's house, and saw the minstrels and the people making a noise. Verse 24. He said unto them, give place, for the maid is not dead, but sleepeth. And they laughed him to scorn. Verse 25. But when the people were put forth, he went in and took her by the hand, and the maid rose. Verse 26. And the fame hereof went abroad into all the land. So basically what that's saying is, let me go down to 26. Basically what that's saying is, the report of this miracle swept through the entire countryside. You know what I'm saying? Alright. And then verse 27. And when Yahushua departed thence, two blind men followed him, crying and saying, thou son of David, have mercy on us. Verse 28. And when he was coming to the house, the blind men came to him, and Yahushua said unto them, believe ye that I am able to do this? They said unto him, yea, Lord. Verse 29. Then touched he their eyes, saying, according to your faith be it unto you. Verse 30. And their eyes were open, And Yahushua straightly charged them, saying, See that no man know it. Verse 31. But they, when they were departed, spread abroad his fame in all the country. Verse 32. As they went out, behold, they brought to him a dumb man possessed with the devil. Verse 33. And when the devil was cast out, the dumb spake, and the multitudes marveled, saying, It was never so seen in Israel. Verse 34. But the Pharisees said, Cast out devils to out the prince of the devils. Verse 35. And Yahushua went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues, and preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. Verse 36. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion on them, because they fainted and were scattered abroad as sheep having no shepherd. Verse 37. Then saith he unto his disciples, The harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Verse 38. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers into his harvest. Alright, so now this is Matthew 10. Alright, this is verse 1. Oh, the 12 disciples' instruction for service. Verse 1. And when he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits to cast them out, and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. Verse 2. Now the names of the 12 apostles are these: the first, Simon, who is called Peter, and Andrew his brother, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother. Verse 3. Philip, and Bar- Bartho- Bartholomew, Thomas, and Matthew the publican, James the son of Alphaeus, and Lebedius, Lebedius, and Salaki if I'm butchering that. Matter of fact, let me pull that up in the NLT. Hold on real quick. Yeah, Khan. James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother. Alright, and then verse 3, and that kind of threw me off. Philip, and Bartholomew, Thomas, and Matthew the publican, James the son of Alphaeus, and Lebbaeus, whose surname was uh, Thaddeus. Verse 4. Simon the Canaanite, and Judas the Iscariot, Salakia, who also betrayed him. Okay, so Simon the Canaanite, mistranslation should read Simon the Zealot, Khan, because that's what it is. It's supposed to be Zealot, but it says Canaanite here. And hold on, I'm going to that word. Yeah, if it'll load up. All right, so what's funny? What's funny though. It says Simon the Canaanite mistranslation, right? It should read Simon the Zealot, and then when you go into the word, it says of Chaldee origin. Compare H767 zealous. Okay, so it's zealot, zealous. You know what I'm saying? Why my screen keep going then? Zealot, zealous. All right, Canaanites and empathy, Canaanite, and then in parentheses by mistake for a derivative from G5477 outline. Canaanite equals zealous, the surname of Apostle Simon, otherwise known as Simon Zelotus. You know what I'm saying? So that's a spirit, because when it's a mistranslation, and then when you go into the actual thing, it says by mistake for a derivative. So God. All right, this is verse 5. These 12 Yahushua set forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans, entered ye not. All right, and these scriptures go back for salvation for Israel only. All right, that's what it goes back to. Verse 6, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Verse 7, and as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Verse 8, heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have received, freely give. So this is the spirit, because I was watching a brother's lesson not too long ago. Matter of fact, it was yesterday, and they were talking about how the other camps like ICBK and Sakari and all these other ABC camps, um, they charge, they be selling breakdowns and selling this and selling that and selling this and selling that. Meanwhile, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone all the way down, they freely give this truth. You know what I'm saying? They freely give this truth. Like for example, you know, you know what I'm saying? Freely you have received, freely give. You know what I'm saying? Verse 9, provide neither gold nor silver nor brass in your purses. So that's talking about gold and silver and stuff. Alright. Verse 10, nor scrip for your journey, neither two coats, neither shoes, nor yet staffs, for the workman is worthy of his meat. And break down, those that teach the Bible also spoke. Salakia. Those that teach the Bible are supposed to be taken care of, according to 1 Corinthians 9:11. If we had sown unto you spiritual things, is it a great thing if we shall reap, re- reap your carnal things? So those that teach the Bible are supposed to be taken care of. Yeah, so people like me, people like you brothers out there that teach His word, we supposed to be taken care of. But according to this wicked world that we're living in, you know, we're you know we're really not. But we're taken care of through Yahweh Shem Shai. You know what I mean? All right, this is verse 11, and into whoso Salakia, and into whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, inquire who is in it, whose in it is worthy, and there abide till ye go thence. Verse 12, and when ye come into an house, salute it. Verse 13. Oh, matter of fact, hold on, let me go. You know, pull up NLT real quick. When you enter the home, give it your blessing. So we're supposed to bless the home. You know what I mean? Verse 13, and if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it not be worthy, let your peace return unto you. So if it turns out to be worthy, to be a worthy home, let your blessing stand. If it is not, take back the blessing. Verse 14, and whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when you depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust off your feet. So I'm going to read it again. If any household or town refuses to welcome you or listen to your message, shake its dust from your feet as you leave. And I tell you the truth, the wicked cities of Sodom and Gomorrah will be better off than such a town on the judgment day. So it's basically saying, verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. So they're gonna get done worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying? All right. So now it reads a hard road ahead of them. All right. Verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as a sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Okay. So in this truth, we're supposed to be wise as serpents, wise as snakes, wise as a serpent, a snake. So I'm gonna pull it up for you. All right. Hold on, real quick. So that's verse 16. Look, I am sending you out as sheep among wolves. So be as shrewd as snakes and harmless as doves. Yeah, so wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So we're supposed to be wise as a snake, harmless as doves, man. You know, verse 17, but beware of men, for they shall, slack it, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. So I'm gonna read it again in 17. But be in NLT, but be beware, for you will be handed over to the courts and will be flogged with whips in the synagogues. Verse 18, and you shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them in the Gentiles. Verse 19, but when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in the same hour what ye shall speak. In the same hour, so in the same, uh, so basically what it's saying is, I'm going to read it again in 18, you will stand trial before governors and kings because you are my followers of Yahushua. But this will be your opportunity to tell the rulers and the unbelievers about me. Verse 19, when you are arrested, don't worry about how to respond or what to say. God will give you the right words at the right time. Con. Alright. Verse 20, for it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. So this is the precept. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. Alright. And this is Exodus 4:10 and through 12. And Moses said unto the Lord, O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither heretofore, nor since thou hast spoken unto thy servant, but I am slow of speech and of a slow tongue. Alright. He's basically saying he's not a great speaker. And he can't, that's, I could I could pull up NLT, but that's basically saying he's not that great of a speaker, and I am of slow speech and of a slow tongue. All right. So now, verse 11, and the Lord said unto him, who have made man's mouth? Who maketh the dumb or deaf or the seeing or the blind? Have not I the Lord? So the Lord already knew that when he's saying that, but the Lord already knew that. You know what I'm saying? Verse 12, now therefore go, and I will be with thy mouth and teach thee what thou shalt say. And that goes to back to 2nd Ezra, which I just read. You know what I'm saying? God, man. All right, this is verse 21. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to to death. All right. So now I'm gonna read it read it again. All right. In NLT. Well, I'm gonna read it this time in NLT. A brother will betray his brother to death. A father will betray his own child, and children will rebel against their parents and cause them to be killed. All right. So I'm gonna read it again now. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father of the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. Verse 22. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. So the reason why that's saying is because the 2/3 hate us, our own people hate us. All right, all these heathen nations hate us. You know what I'm saying? And we have a lot of obstacles in this truth. You know what I'm saying? But he that endureth unto the end uh, shall be saved. So we're trying to be a part of the elect. The brothers that endured all the way to the very end. You know what I mean? Because no matter what people say about you in this truth, um, you got to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You can't let what your family say about you. Um, these 2/3 degenerates out here just smoking weed, doing whatever. You can't let nothing work. They don't matter. The 2/3 don't matter. You know, you're fighting for a crown. You're fighting for the kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? And if you're enduring to the end, you'll be saved, man. And that's what we're trying to be saved. Verse 23. But when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come. All right. So now this is the meaning of discipleship. Verse 24. The disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. 25. It is enough for the disciple that he be as his master, and the servant as his Lord. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more shall they call them of his household? Verse 26. Fear them not therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. And this is the precept. This is 2nd Ezra 6:28. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which had been so long without fruit, shall be declared. All right, and there's more precepts to that. Let me get these real quick. This is Luke 8:17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. All right, and this is Habakkuk 2:14. For the earth shall be filled with knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. Con. All right, so now I'm gonna head back to Matthew. Um, hold on. What? Okay, Salaki, I was tripping. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm just making sure. All right. Verse 27. What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light, and what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the house stoops. Verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body. So we're not supposed to fear people that can kill your body. Even though that's a serious, more that's more easier said than done. And this is in red letters, so this is Yahushua speaking. But are not able to kill the soul. So they can't kill your soul, but they can, you know, kill your body, but can't kill your soul. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. So yeah, the Lord could do both. All right, a soul cannot be destroyed, as each spirit is a part of the Most High, according to Hebrews 12:9. What this verse is really saying is fear him that can kill you in this life and then judge you and make you go to hell in your next life, according to Hebrews 9:27. Con. Alright, this is 29. Are not two sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them shall not fall on the ground without your father? Verse 30. But the very hairs on your head are all numbered. 31. Fear ye not, therefore, ye are more valued than many sparrows. Verse 32. Whatsoever thou therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. Verse 33. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. And Demon Hakad did that when he started promoting that name Jesus, and put the X over the name Yahushai. Alright. Verse 34. Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. You know. Verse 35. For I am come to set men at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Verse 36. And a man's foe shall be they of his own household. 37. He that the loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Verse 38. And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. So you gotta bear your cross, man. Take your cross. Verse 39. He that findeth his life shall lose it. So, you think you're making it on the side and this, that, and third. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, making it on the side, but it's a balance. If you're trying to be like a rapper and, get, millions of dollars. You think you found life on the side, which is you did, but you're gonna lose it pretty soon. And he that loses his life for my sake shall find it. So it's vice versa. Us brothers in this truth, we lost our life on the side, so now we're gonna find it when the Lord come back. Yeah, about you, shall come back. You know what I'm saying? All right. This is the reward for service. Verse 40. He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. Verse 41. He that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward, and he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. In verse 42. And whosoever shall go shall give to drink unto one of these little ones a cup of cold water only in the name of a disciple. Verily I say unto you, he shall in no wise lose his reward. So when you go to 10 and 42, and if you give even a cup of cold water to one of the least of my followers, you will surely be rewarded. God. All right. Um. Matter of fact, let me read this. I'm gonna go. I went from 7 to 11. I'm gonna read Matthew chapter 11, and then I'm gonna call it the night. All right. This is Matthew um 11. John's question. All right. This is Matthew 11 and 1. And it came to pass when Yahushua had made an end of commanding his 12 disciples, he departed thence to teach and to preach in their cities. Now, when John had heard in the prison the works of Hamashiach, he sent two of his disciples. Verse 3. And said unto him, art thou he that should come, or do we look for another? Yahushua answered and said unto them, go and shew John again those things which you do hear and see. And that was Yahushua saying that. Verse 5. And Yahushua says this, the blind receive their sight, and the lame walk. The lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear. The dead are raised up, and the poor have the gospel preached to them. Verse 6. And blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me. Alright. This is Yahushua's tribute to John. Matthew 11 and 7. And as they departed, Yahushua began to say unto the multitudes concerning John, what went ye out into the wilderness to see? A reed shaking with the wind? And the reed shaking with the wind, a weak, feeble person, i.e., John the Baptist was a rough man. So I'm going to pull up Matthew 11 and 7 for you. All right. As John's disciples were leaving, Yahushua began talking about him to the crowds. What kind of man did you go into the wilderness to see? Was he a weak reed swayed by every breath of wind? You know what I'm saying? But what but what but what went ye out for to see? A man clothed in soft raiment? Behold, they that wear soft clothing are in kings' houses. Verse 9. But what went ye out for to see? A prophet? Yeah, I say unto you, and more than a prophet. Verse 10. For this is he of whom it is written, behold, I send my messengers before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee. And this is quoting Malachi 3 and 1. Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord whom ye seek shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant whom ye delight in. Behold, he shall come, saith the Lord of hosts. Alright, this is verse 11. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there have not risen a greater than John the Baptist.
Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. All right, and this is basically saying he that is least greater than he, as great as John the Baptist, reincarnation Elijah was. The apostles of great millstone are greater than him. You know what I'm saying? So he that is least greater than he, as great as John the Baptist, Elijah was. The apostles of great millstone are greater than him. All right, if you can receive it. All right, this is verse 12. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. Kingdom of heaven, the nation of Israel, according to Luke 17:20 and 21. So I'm going to read that real quick. Second coming foretold. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of God should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of God cometh not with observation. Verse 21. Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of God is within you. All right. I'm going to read down to 22. And he said unto the disciples, the days will come when ye shall desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and ye shall not see it. Verse 23. And they shall say to you, see here or see there, go not after them, nor follow them. Yeah, man. So, and the violent, the Romans, which they go back to Edomites, you know what I'm saying? They go back to Edomites. All right. This is Matthew 11 and 13. For all the prophets in the law prophesied until John. Verse 14. And if you will receive it, this is Elias, which was for to come. So this is the reincarnation. You know what I'm saying? Because with John the Baptist, hold on, let me go back up a script. Hold on. John the Baptist, Elijah was John the Baptist in the reincarnation. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why when it says as great as John the Baptist, in parentheses Elijah, this, you know, so like I could be, mixing that up. But anyways, I have to go back and do a quick fact check here in the morning. But yeah, that was John the Baptist, Elijah. That just proves that it was um reincarnation in the scriptures. All right, and then here he brings you all the reincarnation scriptures out. But that's cold though. All right, this is verse 15. He that hath ears to hear, let him hear. Verse 16. But whereunto shall like, but whereunto shall liken this generation is likened unto children sitting in the markets and calling unto their fellows. All right, the prophets calling unto their fellows Israelites, and this is a precept. Revelation 14 and 3. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from earth. And that's talking about the elect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, here's another one. This is Ezekiel 33 and 32. And lo, there are unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice, and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. So now I'm gonna go back to Matthew. So the fellows in this is talking about the fellow Israelites. Verse 17, and saying, we have pipped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented. Okay, the prophets had prophesied, but their fellows aren't listening. You know, the Israelites aren't listening. Verse 18, for John came neither eating nor drinking, and they say he hath a devil. Verse 19. The Son of Man came eating and drinking. They said, Behold, a man gluttonous and a winebibber, a friend of publicans and sinners. But wisdom is justified of her children. The Son of Man, Yahushua, drank wine. You know what I'm saying? To the Lord, he drank wine, man. The okay, so the unrepenting cities, verse 20. Uh, yeah. Then began he to upbraid the cities wherein most of his mighty works were done, because though because they repented not. 21. Woe unto thee, Chorazin! Woe unto thee, Bethsaida, Bethsaida! For if the mighty works which were done in you had been done in Tyre and Sidon, they would have repented long ago in sackcloth and ashes. Verse 22. But I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for Tyre and Sidon at the day of judgment than for you. Verse 23. And though Capernaum, which art exalted unto heaven, shall be brought down to hell, for if the mighty works which have been done in thee had been done in Sodom, it would have remained until this day. And that's talking about hell, the scriptures for hell. All right. Verse 24. But I say unto you that it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom in the day of judgment than for thee. And that's a similar scripture I read back earlier in this video. All right, so this is the last few scriptures. Come to me. All right, Matthew 11 and 25. And at that time, Yahushua answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because those had hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto babes. 26. Even so, Father, for so it seemed good in thy sight, Salakia. Verse 27. All things are delivered unto me of my Father, and no man knoweth the Son but the Father, neither knoweth any man the Father, save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him. Verse 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. 29. Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. And alright, and this is verse 30. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Alright. So, hopefully this was a quick and edifying lesson. I want to give all, well, not quick. Well, hopefully this was an edifying lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakak Wadash. I read from Matthew 7 to 11. And tomorrow, or later today, shall I say, if the Spirit permits, I'll continue Matthew 12 on to, I don't know, 14 or 15. But with that being said, hopefully this was an edifying lesson. And I'm going to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Makai Kodash, and shalom to the next one.